Okay. I'm about to have a good day. I'm about to have a good day.
All right. Hello. This is Greg McCullough coming to you live again from the Altar Set, Self Mindset Set, where today we're going to be discussing the law of forgiveness. The law of forgiveness. We're in our law series again today, and we're just going to come back to you and start out a verse in the Bible here. It's a good verse. It says in 1 John 1 and verse 9, it says, "If we confess our sin, He is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and cleanse us from all unrighteousness." Okay. So then you'd have to explore in this idea, if there's all this confession and all this forgiveness and all this stuff, that how it is that sin has its performance in our life. So we're going to look at that first. In a notation about sin, a sin would be a violation of the law. This is when, God has a law on this earth, and man's thoughts and interpretations and perceptions of what it is that's in his path are then either trespassed upon or somehow you're allowed to use them to become more in your life as the part of the power that he provided. Because there is things that are in our life that we cannot see, as we know, and they are a law. Which is gravity. For instance, that's a good one to note. You can't see gravity, you can't bottle it up, and yet it is very relevant and very needful in our life of how things work in faith. Like I said, sin is a transgression of the law. So if there's a transgression, then certainly you have to be something to transgress from, which is a progression. Okay, and the progressions of God are what He's here for. He wants to become more fuller, expressive in this world. He wants to become more further expansive. He wants the ideas of man that come from inspiration through desire to become on display here. Okay, and He wants the emotions of God to be put into effect here. He wants to use us to do it. He wants us to access His mind to gain those things out of it. What man does is he complicates this by judgments and trespasses that he pronounces on himself, that he takes from others. He becomes complicated in this thing that he is through choice and decision. That's your main function here, and the servant that you are to release the light of God within you. Okay, so you got to get this. The idea is that we live in a flow state. Okay. And then if we commit this thing called sin, which is these trespasses and these false moves that we make in life, it becomes like baggage or like dirt, or like if we're to become in this flow state, it becomes like something plug up the pipe. It's plugging it up. So what we have to do is we have to go back and use our memory for a good thing, which is to go back and try and fix this situation. Forgive yourself. Lots of times you commit things in your life when you didn't know as much as you did now, that you just reflect on and you dwell on. You say, "Oh, I wish I hadn't done that," or I wish I would have known more than I know now than I did then." And you put this judgment on yourself and you live with it for the rest of your life, when it's just as easy to go back and forgive it. God set this on tonality once and for all when He hung on the cross. Okay, He forgave all man's sin all at one time. And for forgiveness, all you have to do is reach back into it and forgive yourself. Simple as that. You're accessing the mind of God just as much when you do a thing like that as you do when you say, save me from my sin, this one of unbelief. Okay, so then when you decided to believe on this, you decided to obtain once and for all the keys to the kingdom of forgiveness, and that then you would be allowed to have forgiveness of sin. Right. So what you would want to do is understand that this is matter of law, okay, that God put here for us to use. And so you'd have to know that this transgression of the law is known as disintegration. Okay, we're supposed to be going in a forward state, which is creation. Disintegration is when we get off-centered. Okay, we get out of the will or the center of what God would have for our lives by becoming complicated on the taking on of baggage through sin. Okay. And it causes us to not get our answers to prayers. It causes us not to live in alignment with what God would have in our life. And it causes us to be more complicated than we really need to be. But we have the choice of decision, and it causes us to sow seeds in our mentality, then becoming like a crop that keeps coming up again and again. All right. So if we look at the bad things in our life and we think that, everything in life is bad or everything is working against us, it becomes like a crop of seeds that we got things working against us, so that we can prove in meeting God in this that the truth has to be found. Okay. Because it's working with law just the same. It works a lot with guilt. It works a lot with resentment. You blaming others for things that they've done to you. I know I hear people, they've been divorced for 15 years or 10 years, or maybe they're going through a fresh divorce, and they're just telling you, they're sitting telling the story of how that this is working out, that it's your fault, that it's their fault. It's everybody else's fault but theirs. The reason that the marriage ended, or they had a bad relationship or a bad business deal, whatever. Okay. But it was someone else's fault. And I watch that become the story, and it just keeps sowing seeds of disappointment, and doubt, and confusion in their life, and they can't figure out, why does this keep happening to me? But they won't change the story. Okay, you have got to use Jesus for this sacrificial moment to change the story. Forgive it. Just let it go. Let it go. I've heard Bob Proctor say that in his videos. Just forget about it. Let it go. Let go of it completely. Okay. You say, well, my wife's gone. Yes, but the thing that caused you to have the problem is still there. You keep sowing the seeds. You keep repeating the story. Think out of the box. Think this could be a good thing for you. You get to meet someone else that's new. I'm just using the divorce scenario. It could be anything, right? I see people dragging their bad attitudes around to go to the next job. They quit one job, they go to the next job. They still got the same bad attitude, and they're still getting the same bad results. So I suggest that if a person's going to change anything, they need to change their mentality. We live in a flow state. Okay. The quicker you can get this idea going on, the quicker you're going to have a great life, because you have to realize we live in circulation. Okay. Your whole body's set up on circulation. You understand this idea works with winter, summer, spring, and fall. You understand that, gravity works with circulation. Everything that works with law works with circulation. No, and just like your body being, we've said this before, but it's like a pond. Okay, your body's like a thing that's it's either got something flowing through it, and it's living in the flow state, or everything in it's dead. Okay, so you don't really have the choice. You're working with this thing. It's law. It happens all the time, every day, whether you like it or not. It's set in order. It's set for your ability to be able to tap into it at any time. So it doesn't have any respecter of persons, nor does gravity. Okay. And you can't see either one of the two of these things. And I'm speaking of faith. Okay. And so faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Okay. These are the evidence, the vapor trail of things that are not seen. So you got to learn to work with these things. This works with your friends. This flow state I'm speaking with, it works from a higher to lower potential. God's got all the potential, and man is its biggest block for the potential to come through into this world. Okay. So you got to understand that we live in this law of circulation. It comes with the right friends to have. It comes with good health to have. It comes with more money to have. Okay. All this thing, we call it currency. Notice we call money currency. Let me just use that for an example. You call it currency because current is something that flows. Like if you got a river and it's flowing, they call it current. Okay. You call it currency because of that. And so don't forget that. All right. Like you got to allow things to flow through you to get the good experiences to come. And how do we do that? We do it with our perception. Okay. We do it through seeing things working for our good instead of our bad. We can look on things that are beautiful and of plenty and of abundance instead of lack and limitation and judgment. Okay. So you got to allow things to flow through you because we live in an energy field. We live in an energy field. And the more times that we can contact the thing that we want to come through the field, and stay focused on that, is going to be the less of the things that we have to deal with in this energy field for us to become emotional about. So get used to the idea of planting seeds. Get used to the idea of that there's going to be some weeds coming in with the crop. You're going to have to garden those. You're going to have to look into forgiveness to get this to happen. Okay, maybe you say a thing you shouldn't say sometimes, act out a certain way sometimes. I know I do. I mean, everybody blows it once in a while. So the idea is that we have this ability that we receive through salvation to be merciful to ourselves, okay, and study to try and make ourselves a better person. And so in that, that people could use this as a way to identify the things that are wrong to become a help for them, okay, to become a means of growth, a stepping stone, a helping hand. It's merciful for God to give us both sides of things, because when we make a comparison about something, it's when we get a chance to fix it, okay? So when we blow it, it's our ultra opportunity for us to notice and do better. Okay. So the law of forgiveness has all that entailed just to give you all that you need in a flow state. And I'm Greg McCullough, and I thank you for your time.
Okay. I'm about to have a good day. I'm about to have a good day.